Cool. All right, thanks. So with Samuel, we've been studying periodic trajectories on pentagons for a long time. We've made t-shirts, we've made laser cut things. We were like, what can we do for the next art thing? So we made this, which is this beautiful little Celtic knot. We turned our periodic trajectories into a Celtic knot. Hopefully you have enough contrast to see it. So that's what I wanted to tell you about today. How do you turn a periodic trajectory into a Celtic knot? So here we've got a billiard table with a periodic trajectory. These are all supposed to be parallel, and angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. You hit your billiard ball, it does this periodic thing. Well, check this out. You can turn it into a Celtic knot. So this is a traditional form of art in Ireland. And one thing you can see is that it's alternating. So if you follow the rope around, it goes under, over, under, over, under, over, and it continues like that. And that's what we did here too. Our thing is also alternating over, under, and so on. So I'm just going to tell you today that you can always make this happen. And what I really wanted to show you was this one, which is the, my newest thing. So how do you turn a billiard trajectory into a Celtic knot? Well, here's what you do. You start with a billiard path. So this is a periodic billiard path, but it really could be any sort of billiard path. And then you can make it into a two coloring. So anytime that you have a shape that's divided up by lines, really any kind of lines, it's two colorable. You can figure that out because all the valences are even. In our case, we always want to have two ropes crossing at a point, so we don't want to have any three crossings. But we can do that. So you get this, you can two color this thing, and then you just make a rule that anytime you see something, say, that looks like this, you turn it into, say, this crossing, this over, under. And that turns that into a Celtic knot, into an alternating knot. So that's the idea. When I wanted to make this thing, I took a knot. So I wanted to make this thing. I printed out our periodic trajectory picture, and then I just used my pencil to show what was under and what was over. And I really couldn't find a good one. Like, I wanted something where everything was far apart in some sense, and this is the best that I could do. It's really not that far apart, unfortunately. So that was sad. We have a lot of trajectories we could try, and everything's kind of close together. So when I made the thing, it didn't quite match the picture in my head. I was not looking for a lumpy worm when that was not the picture in my head. And we got sort of a lumpy worm situation. But you can see that it is alternating. It goes under, over, or over, under, over as you go around. So it's kind of cool. I made some mistakes. There's a little area with a couple of mistakes. And that's really sad because it's right in the middle. There's, as you can see, there's 6 bounces on each side. So a total of 30 sort of weaving passes, and it's at number 15. So that's a little bit sad. And also it looks sort of lumpy. I could have used a narrower gauge string, but then it wouldn't really look so much like a Celtic knot, because Celtic knots are sort of supposed to look kind of fat like that one. So I'm not quite sure how to make this beautiful. Maybe this is the epitome of beauty of this sort of thing. I was hoping to get the new Celtic knots inspired by periodic trajectories. They work great for the rectangle. That's what traditional Celtic knots always use, the rectangle. But I thought maybe with pentagons, they'd look cool. I don't know. Do you think it looks cool? It looks sort of lumpy. It looks sort of like a lumpy worm, more than I expected. But it does look cool, and it's certainly a new direction in that art form. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much.